What's going on, guys? This is Miasin. So in the last ban list we got Colossus to 2 and that grass looks greener, so I figured, you know what, might as well make an updated Thunder Dragon pile deck. It's a combo deck that plays 60 card, that plays a lot of splashable cards, and it's not even a Thunder deck anymore. It's really just a good stuff deck. You can still get access to your Thunder Dragon engine without seeing a single Thunder card, which is absolutely beautiful. This deck is so fun to play, and as a matter of fact, I do think that I managed to create the most enjoyable combo deck out there, and it is the one combo deck where if you get shifted, you're not gonna cry. Anyways, before we go any further, you already know the drill. Smash the like, subscribe button, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so combo number 1 is Batteryman Solar and Lubellion. Look at what you can do. It's obviously really nasty. So yeah, send the Roar and then Lubellion to search the Magnamut. Obviously, this is the bread and butter insane combo that is just absolutely filthy. It's kind of like a back in the days with the Wyvern Dragon, Wyvern Burster, and Black Dragon Collapse Serpent, but it's even better now because Magnamut gets you an end-phase search, Lubellion gets you Regain, which draws you cards, and also makes you beat Nibiru and stuff like that. And at any moment, if you get Nibiru, the Dark will search the Hawk, and then you can discard some of the Colossus, so it doesn't really matter too much. And your opponent's Nib can't even jump over your Colossus, obviously, because it's pretty much indestructible. But yeah, we can go Fiendsmith combo now with any 2 monsters. How beautiful. I've never seen this before. Summon your Necrocrypt Princess, yes, and then there we go, discard the Hawk, summon back the Roar, and then that makes you draw 1 with the Necrocrypt. So if you can get yourself in a position where you can always draw a card with Necrocrypt, try to capitalize off of that card as much as possible, because the free draw 1, it's free value, so why not? And then summon back the Engraver, make the Caesar, and just like that, a very simple 2-card combo ends on pretty much an unbreakable board. So that's the Druisworm Interrupt, as well as the Masquerade to link off into SP, banish a card, and then trigger the Druisworm, send another monster to the grave. Caesar can negate twice, and then Colossus is a mistake. And then you obviously have the Regain that can revive back the Magnamut, which gets you an end-phase search, which you could search through the Levianeer. Yeah, so you got 5 cards in your hand. Absolutely disgusting, and you're going to be drawing a card on your opponent's turn with a Regained. If you can end on this, there is pretty much no way you lose. Okay, so in this situation, my hand kind of sucks a little bit. I have Danger, Tsuchinoko, as well as Nessie, but I can make it work. Granted, I do not get the double sniped. So yeah, discard the Tsuchinoko and then get my Batteryman Soul draw, which is really relevant because even though I don't have like a Bestial or a way to, banish my monsters, I mean, I do have one. I can just summon my other Danger monster, and then what am I gonna do? I could make an SP to banish the Roar. The only issue is that SP has to be summoned with a special kind of monster in order to be able to use this banishing effect. So I do have to go into the Fiendsmith combo first in order to generate that fusion monster that is Necrocrypt, as well as the Engraver, which is whatever, the other body to make SP. And of course, I'm trying to keep the Solar on the field just so that I can also trigger its effect to summon a token. SP banish the Roar, summon the Dark, summon the token, and then make Moon of the Closed Sky, Dark surge the Hawk, and then link off into Sequentia, and then fuse for 3 using the Engraver, the 2 link monsters, in order to make the DSE Ray, and then equip it to the DSE Ray, Hawk, discard, revive back the Roar, and then summon the Bull Colossus. And again, just like that, very average hand, I can still end on double Colossus and DSE Ray, which is, again, absolutely insane, right? So at the very start of the video, I said that this deck can always get access to your Thunder Dragon combo, even if you don't even have any Thunder Dragon cards. And I wasn't kidding, this hand is completely irrelevant. I mean, I've got Fiendsmith Tract with the Obsidian, Tract, Surge the Luri, and then discard, revive back, go into the Link 1, special summon the Engraver from the deck, whatever, and then again, equip the Link 1, summon the Necrocrypt, and then go Mseti while the Necrocrypt is there so that you can also draw 1. Again, like I said, if you can get as much value as possible, try to capitalize off of that. But yeah, summon back the Fiendsmith, and then we can go into Pilgrim Reaper, mail 5 cards. It's basically a Guido or a Kelbeck, so both players mail 5, and I'm gonna be mailing absolutely less than nothing, because like I said, I'm unlucky here. But it's fine, because we have another attempt at mailing a bunch of cards, and potentially getting lucky here, and that would be the Zombie Vampire, mail an extra 4, and revive back a monster, and there we go. I got Batteryman Solar, so I'm gonna be foolishing the Roar. Mailed 9 cards at this point, so the likelihood of at least sending like a Dark or a Hawk, maybe not a Hawk, but like a Roar or a Dark or a Solar is pretty high, so I'm not really feeling too stressed out about that. SP banish the Roar, summon the Dark, get the token, and then link off Sequentia, fuse for 3 again, summon the DSE Ray, and then equip the, or rather, summon back the Happy, and then link off into SP, and then equip it to DSE Ray, and then Hawk, revive back the Roar, make double Colossus. And yeah, pretty garbage hand with relatively bad luck, still ends on double Colossus, DSE Ray, SP, and a bunch of cards in hand. And finally, what happens if you do get lucky, and again, I have zero Thunder Dragon cards in my hand, no Bestials, but I mean, I basically have Levianeer, which is kind of like a Bestial monster in a away. But yeah, Mothman, reveal, and then discard the Luri. When you're good at the game, you're good at the game. What can I say? It's called being skillful. If you smash the like and subscribe button, you're gonna be getting the exact same RNG as me. At least in this combo, not on the last one, because last time, yeah, it was dog shit. That's what happens when you don't like the video. Anyways, make the link well just in case you get hit by Nib. You can chain and then summon the Engraver, not that it matters. I think my Bigfoot got sniped. I don't really care too much. Nessie, reveal, discard the talent, draw Lubellion. That's absolutely insane. And then summon the Engraver, and then equip the Link one, and then make the Necroquip, and then Lubellion, surge the Magnemite, and then Necroquip, draw a card. So you can draw a card using Engraver, Lubellion, Imseti. Again, always try to abuse the draw one off of Necroquip. But yeah, Magnemite to banish the Bigfoot, and then bring back the Lubellion, place the Regained, and then summon back the Engraver. Overlay for Caesar. Yeah, we can link off into anything at this point. Summon the Levineer by banishing your 3 darks. So yeah, 2 dangers as well as the Magnemite, Chain Link 1, Chain Link 2. Rip a card off of the opponent with the Levineer, and then draw a card with the Regained. What a coincidence, I drew Small World, pretty nice here. And then Zombie Vampire, mail 4. I mailed Darkest Diabolos, which is a great card here. So I'm going to be using its effect, make my opponent lose a card from his hand, or either on the top or bottom of the deck. It's his choice. And then Small World is going to be banishing whatever I have in my hand. Search the Solar, so I can normal summon now, send the Roar. And then SP banish myself again. Roar trigger, summon Dark, get my token, and then again link off into Underworld Goddess, and then Dark, search the Hawk, make the Sequentia, fuse for 3 into DS E-Ray. Hawk, revive back the Dark, and then make Colossus, and then revive back the Darkest Diabolos, and then summon another Colossus. And at this point, I can either link off for an SP using the Sequentia and Darkest Diabolos, or I can just equip it right away. I mean, a lot of decks are going to seriously struggle with this, because that's double Colossus with DS E-Ray, with the Caesar, and a monster that cannot be tributed or targeted by card effects. So it's a nightmare. A huge amount of interruptions. Our opponent only has 3 cards in hand because we hand ripped with Levineer and Darkest Diabolos. So yeah, this deck is absolutely beautiful. Let's get into the deck profile now. Alrighty, so for the deck list, we are playing 60 cards, and I think there's a lot of room for improvement. So if you have any feedback, any way you can think this deck can get even better, I would absolutely love to hear it in the comment section, because even though I think this is a really cool deck, it has a lot of potential, it does have to be built, honestly, to absolute perfection. But yeah, no, there's a lot of engines that can be splashed at it that are super fun. But the thing that I like the most about this deck is that every hand is different. Every hand is like a puzzle that you're gonna have to solve. And it's just, you keep learning new things about the game every single time you draw different hands with this deck. It's absolutely beautiful. I really recommend you giving it a shot. But yeah, 3 Batteryman Solar, that is the best normal summon in the deck. And you can also search it with Small World. Everything bridges super easily because you got a bunch of different lights and darks and everything. And also a bunch of levels. So yeah, Small World, it has to be exactly 1 characteristic. So either type, attribute, level, attack, or defense. Yeah, it can't be any more characteristics. It's not like Metal Tronius that is 2 out of 3 or 3 out of 3. 3 Batteryman Solar, 3 Dark. You can also use it on the opponent's turn and then search another Dark. And then that makes your Bestials live on your turn. And then you can also use the other effect to search another card. Double Roar, Double Hawk. By the way, there's also a world in which you can cut Dark to 1. Sorry, to 2 or 1 even. And then cut Roar to 1, whatever. It's really up to you. But yeah, maybe I'm playing too many Thunder Dragon cards, potentially. They're not super great to draw. And also, maybe you can play Allure of Darkness in this deck. That could also work. Anyways, 3 Lubellion with a Regained. Maybe you might consider playing 2 Regained. That could be an option. Chaos Space, that can search either for your Lubellion or Levineer. There we go. 3 Saronir, 1 Magnemite, 1 Jewsworm, 1 Baldric. I didn't want to see like too many bestial names. And Saronir in this deck is good because you can Foolish for Lubellion as well. So that's really, that's a lot of value. 3 Imseti, as well as 3 King Sarcophagus, and 1 of the other decent Horus monsters. Again, you're really trying to summon these monsters so that you can make Zombie Vampire and get your stuff going. The more you mail, the more you guarantee potential Thunder Dragon cards being in your grave. And also, Zombie Vampire is the better one because you can also mail a Solar and then revive it back. So that's even better than mailing a Thunder Dragon card more often than not. And then, yeah, 1 Grass Looks Greener. Obviously, this card is kind of like the god card of the deck. And usually people say, oh, when you activate that Grass Looks Greener and your opponent chains Shifter, you're gonna cry. This is the one deck where you're not gonna cry, and as a matter of fact, you're almost gonna be happy about it because you're gonna be milling cards. I mean, you're gonna be banishing Roar and Dark, and that's a lot of free advantage, honestly. Yeah, you're gonna be summoning a monster from deck and then searching something, so yeah, you can make double Colossus off of you getting shifted on your grass. Like I said, it's pretty much a positive thing for me. So yeah, this card is always the nuts, whether you get shifted or not. The only deck that is like that, triple Engraver, obviously with double track to 1 Luri. I mean, great deck to abuse the Fiendsmith engine overall because you have the choice of either making Caesar, DS E-Ray, or Pilgrim Reaper, and most times you can make 2 out of the 3. So sometimes you can even make all of them. You can make DS E-Ray with Caesar and Pilgrim Reaper because you also play some other level 6 monsters. I'm looking at this card right here, which I will explain very soon. Anyways, the danger package, even though I showed like some more danger monsters that wasn't necessarily playing in the combo portion, I only really recommend 1 Bigfoot, triple Nessie, 1 Mothman to 2 Mothman maybe, and then 0 to 1 Chupacabra, 2 Chinoko and Jackalope. These are probably the better ones that you can play. Most of them are guarantees, or at least like semi-guarantees. So yeah, Tsuchinoko, Jackalope, and Nessie are guaranteed that they do something. They always will be summoning a monster. Mothman, at least, like, very often, you can get a little bit of value off of it. And Chupacabra is only a guarantee if you already have a danger in your grave. And Bigfoot is the riskiest one out of all of them. So that's the reason why I'm not also trying to play Thunderbird and Ogopogo. It's not going to be doing too much reductive for this deck. Now, I am playing the Millennium package, which I think is extremely cool in this deck. So we're playing 1 Shrine of Wedju, as well as Golem, and double copies of Sengenjin. So if you draw Sengenjin or Golem, I don't think it's going to work with Wedju. Actually, no, it does. Any of these 4 cards means that you have access to a level 8 and a level 6 monster on the field, and also another search, which is a lot of value, by the way, because the level 8 can be used for Zombie Vampire, and the level 6 can be used for Pilgrim Reaper. You can always do something with them, and even if you have absolutely nothing, you can at least go into the Fiendsmith combo, and then Pilgrim Reaper, draw mail 5 cards, and potentially get a little bit lucky. Maybe you mailed like some Thunder Dragon cards, and you can start making your Bestials live, which does matter. So that's the reason why mailing cards is so important. It allows your Bestials to do something productive, because all you really need to do is mill like a Dark or a Roar, and that guarantees you a Colossus with a lot of advantage in rotation. So yeah, that's the reason why these cards are just really nice. They basically facilitate milling 9 cards, so we will absolutely take it any day of the week. Potentially, you might want to play even more copies of them. The main deck space, ironically, is kind of tight, even though it's a 60 card deck. I am still trying to play some board breakers so that this deck is not hopeless going second, because obviously a 60 card deck can't really afford the luxury of playing hand shops. You can play board breakers for sure, and you can draw into them off of the dangers and everything, but you can't really rely on seeing a hand shops in your opening 5, or otherwise you scoop. Like, this has to be like a full gas deck, and triple tactic thrust also being able to get like god cards like that grass looks greener going second, that is very much appreciated. But yeah, if you can maybe bump Sengenjin to 3 or Golem to I mean Wedju maybe not, but whatever, you get the point. Anyways, 3 Small World, this card can search literally anything. It can search Engraver, it can search Solar, it can search Lubellion, it can search Mseti, it can search Sengenjin, and more often than not, you have like that one useless monster in your hand that you don't really care about, especially the danger monsters. They're like the easiest fuel for a Small World. You don't really care too much about them, especially when you're already playing the game. More often than not, these are just discard fodders, honestly, that you're not really getting much value off, because you're probably sending them from the hand to the grave, you're not discarding them. So it's not like you can go King Sark, discard a Nessie, or rather send a Nessie from the hand to grave and then trigger its effect. That's not gonna work. Triple copies of Talent, and then 3 Thrust, as well as the Levinier, Darkest Diabolos, and Blackgoat Laughs. So yeah, these are kind of obvious, and then Blackgoat Laughs is your Thrust target going first, but it's also a great card to mail, and it's decent overall going second. Even if you have it in your opening hand, you can go Danger, Reveal, and then potentially discard that. And then you can also kind of break boards with this card. So yeah, a huge fan of this card. For the extra deck, double Colossus, Chaos Angel, Zombie Vampire, Access Code, just in case you need some more removal. Double SP, IP, Moon of the Close Sky, Requiem, Sequentia, DSE Ray, Nekoka Princess, as well as Caesar and Pilgrim Reaper. I think almost everything here is needed. You kind of do need 2 SP just because you're always burning the first one off of banishing your own cards. So the second one is pretty much like the first copy of SP for most decks. So yeah, you really need 2, honestly. From how I'm seeing it, it's just such a good card in this deck. Banishing your own cards literally gets you so much advantage. It's insane. So yeah, I think this extra deck, for the most part, is kind of solid. Chaos Angel, by the way, just in case this is your first time watching my Thunder Dragon combos, this card can be made with like Solar and a Bestial Monster, an extremely good card overall. The fact that you can summon it with a Light and Dark makes it even better. You don't need any tuners, obviously, to make that, and you're playing so many Light and Darks, so yeah, it's always going to be a joke to summon. Now, for the idea section, I don't really have much that I want to cover, but if you want to play some tuner monsters with some synchros, you could play Assault Synchron with Dispatter, Axel Synchro, Omega, Manidium, Shrisugda, Martial Metal Marcher, but then you also might have to commit to like Ringo Worm and everything. So yeah, it's gonna be like a lot of potential bricks that are only really good when you also have like Solar and a Bestial. It doesn't really work in a 60 card deck, and also the extra X space commitment is huge, which means that you can't really play the Fiendsmith package, and I think the Fiendsmith cards are much better than these cards. So yeah, just something to keep in mind in case you were considering them. But yeah, that's it for this video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and let me know how you feel about Thunder Dragon in the comment section below, and I'll see you guys very soon. Peace.